So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Guys, I will be going live in about an hour and a half. I may be a little earlier depending on when I eat some food and get up, and then I've got to check a few things out as well with my my stream that I use, because I just seen that for some reason it's not connected. But anyway, not to bore you guys with that, but I will be going live hopefully. Hopefully if it connects to YouTube, will 100% be going live. So I thought I'd give you guys the heads up, because I can't wait. I want to interact with you guys. Hopefully you guys turn up. I will be doing it a bit earlier because I don't want to do it too late. So I'll try to get the live streams done around 7, half 7. And let's see, may do it for an hour and a half today. May not do it too long, but just get talking to you guys and you guys to see me again, because it's been a while. And I think we need to catch up. I think we need to speak. I think we need to talk about boxing, and I need to speak to you guys. That's the main thing. So yeah, that's why I've by the time this video goes up, it'll probably be, the live stream will probably happen in maybe 20-30 minutes after. So yeah, I thought I'd give you guys the heads up. But the reason why I'm doing this video is basically about Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade is a guy that, is a polarizing figure. Some people love Demetrius Andrade, some of his fans. He has got a fan base, in the sense that it's not a huge fan base, but he has definitely got fans out there that think he is really good. And he's got certain, there's a lot of boxing fans out there that want to see him fight somebody, that want to see him get in the ring with somebody, because it's been a very long time since that's happened. Demetrius Andrade is getting old. He didn't look great in his recent fights, I don't think, against Williams. And some people said that it's inactivity. Some people said he's getting old, he's getting past it. But the question is, to me, is that right now we've got a triangle in the middleweight division. I know Murata's also a champion, but a lot of people think Golovkin will beat Murata. So would Demetrius Andrade beat Charlo? Would Demetrius Andrade beat Golovkin? Let me break it down. I've watched Charlo, I've watched Andrade. I think Demetrius Andrade would potentially outpoint Charlo. I think I would favor Demetrius Andrade. I will say this, that Charlo I wasn't that impressed with that Liam Williams fight, right? And Charlo is very aggressive, he is strong, and he can punch. So that could be a dangerous fight for Andrade. If Andrade, listen, I question Andrade's chin, right? So if Andrade has got a good enough chin, then I think he beats Charlo, right? But if he hasn't got a good enough chin, I believe Charlo can beat him, and Charlo may stop him. But if Demetrius Andrade can take his shots and not get hurt, and I reckon Demetrius Andrade has got a style that is all wrong. We saw when Charlo fought Korobov, he really struggled. Andrade's better than Korobov, in my opinion. And Andrade, he hasn't got power, let's be honest. He put punches together and he can put you down, but I don't think he's a big puncher. I can't see him stopping Charlo. But I can see Andrade outpointing Charlo over the distance. And Charlo's quite tough. Both Charlos are very tough. So I would favor Charlo. I would favor Demetrius Andrade to probably outpoint Charlo. The Golovkin fight is, Golovkin's a pressure fighter, and he's very aggressive. Like Canelo, he also fights as he can fight as a pressure fighter, but Golovkin's a very, very good pressure fighter, and he becomes very aggressive. He cuts off the ring very well. Whether he's got the same legs right now, I don't know, but Golovkin cuts off that ring, and when he gets close to you, he absolutely hammers your body and hammers your hits you with big shots. I don't know whether Andrade could take that firepower. I would favor Golovkin. I know me and Christian were going back and forth, and Christian said, Andrade will take away his jab and it do this, that, the other. I need to see it to believe it, because let me tell you something. Golovkin is one vicious fighter. and he punches very hard, and he's very relentless. Can he do that at this age? I don't know. I think Andrade has got a better shot. 5-6 years ago, I wouldn't have given Andrade much of a shot, in my opinion. But now, I give Andrade a much better chance. But I wouldn't favor him in that fight. I think Golovkin is I've always thought Golovkin's a great fighter. Great fighter. So that's my opinion about those fights. I do believe that we need to see these fights, but I would favor Andrade slightly, but by no means it's like a 55, 45, 60. It's very close. I won't be surprised if Charlo beats him. The only reason I'm saying that, because stylistically I think Andrade's all wrong for Charlo. I think Andrade's footwork and his movement could be all wrong. The only problem is whether Andrade can keep that out, because Andrade tires down the stretch. We saw that against Williams. He was like a steam train in the first couple of rounds, and it looked like he was going to get Liam Williams out of there. Then all of a sudden, Andrade started slowing down, and he didn't look as good. Now, Charlo for me is better than Liam Williams. Stylistically, Andrade's all wrong, but like I said, the chin, the stamina later down the stretch could be a factor. But if you were to ask me who I would favor in that fight, I would definitely favor Andrade because of his superior skill set. In terms of Golovkin, I think Golovkin would be a problem for Andrade. I think Golovkin's got a style that is all wrong. I said this before, that I think Golovkin, Saunders, Andrade, these type of fighters, I think Golovkin's got a style, because Golovkin wouldn't care with what's coming back. Andrade can't hurt Golovkin. So Golovkin will just walk forward with no respect. If Andrade is outboxing him, and he'll just start battering him, and he'll drag him into a war. Golovkin would get you into a war. He'll drag you into a war. Doesn't matter how skilled you are. He will drag you into a war. He's great at cutting off the ring. He's great at cutting off the ring. He'll cut off all your exit points, and he'll just hit you to the body with big shots. He'll hit you up top. That's a very, very tough fight. Even now, like I said, I do think Andrade's got a much better chance in that fight now, because I think Golovkin has slowed down. I don't think his legs are the same. I don't think his footwork is the same. And I think that's a much, much harder fight at this point in Golovkin. I think in this point, I think Golovkin's not quite the fighter he was, but it's still a dangerous fight. Golovkin's still a great fighter, and Golovkin's still dangerous for anybody. So I would love to see all those fights. Hopefully, the middleweight division, we can see these guys unify, because there are some great matchups. I think Andrade and Charlo need to fight now, because I feel like both those guys are fighting fights which are not relevant to the fans. It's not doing anything for their careers. They need to fight each other. That's the legacy fight. They need to have it. They need to have it. I don't know what they're waiting for. I don't know what their promoters are. I'm pretty sure Eddie and they're pushing for it. But at the end of the day, both fighters have got to have that same energy to wanting to fight each other. And it's disappointing because, like I said, a couple of months ago, both fighters had no fights. And as we know, unification fights trump mandatory. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. It's not like, the WBS said you have to fight. No. Unification fights trump mandatory fights. We all know that. When there's two guys that are going to unify, that trumps everything. Well, that's what it was anyway back in the day. I don't know whether they've changed the rule now. But for me, personally, I just think they have to fight. They have to fight. The fans want to see the fight. The fans want to see them fight. And it's disappointing that we're not getting these fights. It's disappointing for the fans. It's disappointing to, everybody really. It's disappointing to everyone. Because we all want to see these guys get in the ring and fight. It's really disappointing that, we're not getting those fights. So yeah. In my opinion, these are fights that we need to see, man. These are fights that we need to see. Hopefully we get to see him. I'm not sure if he will. I'm not sure if we will, guys. I'm not sure if we will. Because firstly, I don't know where Golovkin's at in terms of what he's looking for. Is he looking for a Canelo Alvarez payday? Is he looking for a Canelo fight? I don't know. I don't know what his end goal is. Or is he looking to unify? Because Golovkin always had a goal to unify the titles. And at this point, I don't know whether he still has that same energy or whether it's about fighting Canelo for the third time. I do think that there's history there, and I do think he wants to fight Canelo again. I do think the fight now favors Canelo massively because I think Golovkin is getting older. And he's quite inactive as well. When did Golovkin last fight? I can't even remember. You know, so he's quite inactive as well. So I don't know what's going on there. But I just want to see Golovkin fight. I want to see Andrade fight. And hopefully these guys can fight each other. It becomes very disappointing when you've got guys like Andrade, Golovkin, and Charlo in a division, and we just can't get them in the ring with each other. Because that's what we want. That's what we want to see. We want to see them fight each other. We want to see them in the ring. We want to see those guys against each other. And unfortunately, as fans, we're not getting it. So it's kind of disappointing, if I'm honest with you. It is kind of disappointing. But hopefully, we will get these fights. You know, fingers crossed. Hopefully, in the lightweight division, we get those fights as well. Because, you know, it seems like the middleweight division and the lightweight division is those guys just doesn't seem to want to fight each other. They don't want to unify. They don't want to fight each other, which the fans get frustrated. Fans like myself, hardcore fans that want to see big fights. We want to see those guys get in the ring with each other. We want to see those guys fight. So yeah, leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. Smash the like button, of course, as you guys know. Give this video a like, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.